Alright, so we back with another video. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I usually don't do this, but I kind of gave y'all the best animation for day one. I feel like it's only right we spin back and give y'all the best animations in the game. Whether it be dunk, whether it be dribble, whether it be jump shots, all in one video. Now, I also see some people in the comments say, what about the post? I got y'all for that too. So if you guys do want more videos like this, I usually do this like once a season. Just make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Without further ado, let's hop into it. Alright, so first things first, let's hop into it. So when it comes to the best jump shots, we're gonna give y'all the best guard. We're gonna give y'all the best guard jump shots, the best big man jump shots, the best swing jump shots. Let's get into the guards. So when it comes to the guards, I'm gonna be honest. I'm really only gonna give y'all the two I personally recommend. Now, if you want to go with anything else, I'll give you this. You can go with pretty much any person in the league that can shoot. So when it comes to the Garlands, the Lillards, all that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be able to go with it. Now, I will try to give y'all a lower 3-point rating requirement jump shots, but for the most part, let's just hop into it. So first jump shot I would personally recommend for the guards is John Stockton. John Stockton is one of the best jump shots in the entire game. To be real with you, John Stockton may have the biggest green window in the game. It's either this or Torian Prince, but yeah, John Stockton, like green bean, is just really all I can say. Now, what I'll say is, if you're not going with John Stockton, you already know what the other alternative is, in my opinion, for guards, Stephen Curry. Now, one thing that's very easily to notice between these two bases, really high requirement. So if you don't really meet the necessary need to get those, I would say Markelle Fultz is one that you can go with. This is pretty much Stephen. It's the same thing. Look at it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. Even with the pro play where you're supposed to be bringing in jump shots, Markelle Fultz is literally the same thing. Now, you also got some other decent ones. I think Malcolm Brogdon is another decent one. Tony Parker is a decent one. You know what I'm saying? That you don't really have to go too crazy for like the minimum. Like, I guess for like the middle of the pack people, you can go with that. But for the most part, the ones I would personally recommend is Markelle Fultz. Now, if I'm saying for like actual really top end ones that a lot of guards actually would use, Kyle Lowry is one. You only need a 78 for this one. So that's a pretty low requirement, I would say, for like a small guard. So yeah. After Kyle Lowry, another one I would say is KPJ. Shout out to bro, but he been going crazy lately. I don't know what bro got going on, but yeah, the main ones I personally would recommend though: KPJ, Kyle Lowry, Stephen Curry, John Stockton. If you really want to go on the lower end, Markelle Fultz. But Malcolm Brogdon is another one you can go with as well. But yeah, when it comes to the releases though, I've been on the Brandon. I don't even know how to say bro name, but this, hey, I'm gonna be real. This release. One of the best in the entire game. Now, say for instance, you want to go with, you could go with Curry, you could go with Oscar. I've been running Curry with it. To be honest, I'm not really feeling like the super fast releases with the visual cue stuff, because I do use set point. But say for instance, if you do use push, if you are a person that uses push, and I think push is probably the best one for guards, I would probably say, yeah, go with the Oscar Robertson by all means. But I like to look at it like on the back part before he's pushing it. I like that a lot more. So that's what I've been running. But Oscar is like really perfect for like the push, because it does it so fast. Like you don't even have to think about it. Now, one that you can pretty much get good ratings with, Tony Parker, but you have to do a little bit different blending. That way, I would probably blend it more so to Oscar that time. But yeah, that's just kind of what it is. But I would if I'm doing the Brandon, I don't know how to say bro name, I'm going this way. So yeah, that's pretty much how I do it. And if you don't use push, I would recommend going Curry as the upper release too, no matter what base that you just did. But I'm always going 75-25, going max speed. Now, if you are struggling to shoot with it, you want a bigger green window, drop that joint down. You see the time and stability, you get a little bit bigger green window. The jump shot ain't gonna change as much, and that's just pretty much what it is. All right, so here, let's hop into the swings. Now, when it comes to the swings, I'm gonna be honest. Y'all have some of the best jump shots in the entire game. It's almost too many to really go over. You got the Kentavious Caldwell Popes of the game. You got the Kobe's, the KD's. You got the T Max, the Vince Carters. But if I'm saying the actual best ones, let's hop into it. So the ones I personally would recommend the most, we don't even have to really get too deep into it. I think Ignis Brogdonskis, I think that's how you say bro name. That's a really solid jump shot that you can go with for your base. Now you don't need but a 74 3-ball mid-range for that. Now when it comes to some other decent ones, when it comes to the lower requirement ones, you got Dyson Daniels. Dyson Daniels is another really solid one that you can go with. And I'm gonna say there's gonna be another one I'm gonna show you guys, but that's almost probably the best jump shot in the game to me as of right now today. And I've been running with this joint on pretty much my lock build, my big man build, my guard build. It don't really matter. I'm putting that joint on all of them. But we're gonna get into that one when we get into the actual best jump shots. Now, when it comes to some of the better jump shots in the game, that you can use, whether you're a spot up, I guess you could say, I would say Contavious Caldwell-Pope is another one that you can do, like I said earlier, for some of the best jump shots in the game. But then I would also have to say bases like Rui Hachimura has a pretty solid base for spot ups. If you're a guard, I really wouldn't recommend it. And another one that's I don't know why bro has a decent base on here, but yeah, Terrence Mann actually has a pretty solid base for spot ups. Now if you're a guard, again, I wouldn't really recommend it. Now when it comes to just good jump shots that you can use pretty much on any of these builds, first one I probably have to say is going to have to be Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward is pretty solid wherever bro the H's are named, you know what I'm saying? Oh, but yeah, Gordon Hayward has a pretty solid base. You can use this as a guard, you can use this as a I guess spot up off the ball player, or whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call it. I actually ain't gonna lie, Al Horford may be a little underrated for like the spot ups, by the way, but like I don't know why his jump shot is actually good. It don't look good, but like it's just something you gotta really see in game. It really don't make sense. It's super ugly. But more so on some of the better jump shots, Eric Pascal. But let's hop into the nitty gritty, the ones I personally actually recommend. Another one, Scottie Pippen, you can't really go wrong with. But the first one I personally would recommend, Michael Porter Jr. Now, in the first one I did this, I was giving y'all Michael Porter Jr. as a release. It is a really good release, in my opinion. But Michael Porter Jr., base, even if you a big watching this, bigs, he may be the best jump shot y'all got. Michael Porter Jr. is one of the best jump shots in the game. No cap, all right? Can't even troll it. Whether you a spot up, whether if you a swing, a guard, don't really matter. Really solid. Now, y'all know what the next one is. Taurean Prince has one of the biggest green windows in the entirety of the game. Now, for Michael Porter Jr., you need an 86 3-ball. For Taurean Prince, you only need an 81. But most locks, you're not really getting that. And I think the best spot up jump shot in the game is Taurean Prince. I think it is, hands down, like really good. But you can also use it as guard. But I think of it more so as a spot up. And I said that last year. And yeah, it's just really a really comfortable spot up jump shot. I can't lie. Especially you want to fade with it if you're a spot up. I think it's also really good for that too. Now, my personal jump shot I've been using lately, whoever bro name is, if I know how to spell, Romeo Langford. I'm not gonna lie, this Romeo Langford, this joint been the cure. It been a cure. I can't lie, it's been a cure. And we gonna get into releases now. Releases, everybody know about the Oscar. I'm like I just said when it came to the guards. Only way I'm using Oscar if I'm running push. So if you running push, Oscar is definitely gonna be one of the best releases. You could really just go Oscar if you really want to do that. Again, I'm going with Brandon. I don't even know how to say bro name, to be honest with you. But yeah, Brandon Popzimski. Hopefully I said bro name right. But yeah, that's the upper release one I've been running, whether I'm a guard or a swing. It's just been that for me. Now, the one I actually run for set point, if you do run set point, Brandon Popzimski, or I don't know, I'm gonna just call bro Brandon and Larry Bird. That's the combo I've been running. Go max speed, 75, 25. Simple as that. Now, say for instance, if you are running push, if you're running push on the upper two, you can keep Brandon and put Oscar and just go push. It's just keep pretty much everything else can stay the same. You can even try to blend it more so to Oscar. But bro, literally, it's gonna be just so much significantly better. If you put it on push with Oscar, it's just crazy. But I don't really like running push. It's just too much holding X for me. But yeah, and I'm gonna be honest, like trying to label these timings as early, late, it's just not true, because some of these pushes can be faster than some of these other release combos if you just put it on set point. So that's just not really how this game works. You just gotta just know what the set point or the visual cue that you're looking for. And I know my visual cue when it comes to this combo of the releases. especially with this base. All right, and last but certainly not least, the big man. Now, I'm gonna be honest, they kind of tried to troll y'all super hard this year. But with that being said, I got a base for y'all. Now, like I said, if you've seen the swings, it's really simple. Now, I don't even really need to go into like the details of like the lower 3-point, because I'm gonna be honest, it's not really gonna be much for you. You got like the Montrez Harrells, you got the Andre Drummonds, but again, like that's really just what it is. Those are the ones you gotta really work with. But for the people that actually can afford a little bit more, oh, by the way, this is on my stretch big. If y'all do want to see the stretch big / KD big, hey, I'm gonna be honest, I really just be on this joint trolling, but I'm gonna be honest, this is one of the most fun builds in the game, and I'm not gonna lie, it's actually pretty crazy how much I got on it. But yeah, Bam Adebayo is a great base. I'm gonna be honest, you could even use this if you're a swing, to be honest, but like for the bigs, it's actually a kind of underrated base. But let's get into the actual best ones. Dyson Daniels, honestly didn't know Dyson Daniels, you could even get this on here. But all right, but yeah, after Bam, let's get into the actual ones I personally would probably recommend. Now I've seen a couple people say Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Isaac is solid. You know what I'm saying? It's solid. It's a solid jump shot. So say for instance, you like one of them bigs that they ain't like a 78 3-ball requirement. Jonathan Isaac probably is the one for you. Like the other two is just gonna be a little bit too high of a requirement for you. But Jonathan Isaac may actually be the one for you. Now, I actually seen a lot of people using Jaren Jackson, but I think he's more so release. So I would just say Jaren Jackson more so for the releases. Now, when it comes to, where is bro at? Eric Pascal. Eric Pascal is definitely one of the best bases you can actually put on a big man this year. It's not even really close, to be honest with you. But if I'm going with these jump shots, let's go ahead, pop it in. For the releases, you can put on Larry Bird. So personally, I probably would go Larry Bird as a release 2. Now, for the release 1 is where it really does matter a lot. So, LaMarcus Aldridge, in my opinion, it gives you that release height that you really want. So, I actually got to blend this. I got to blend this more so to LaMarcus Aldridge so we can get to his speed. But look, you only going to get like a C+ release speed because you can't get that very quick like you can on the swings. And that's a real thing that they changed. You can get very quick on swings and, guards. But yeah, with that being said, you can get quick, very quick. On bigs, you only can get normal. That's the max speed you can go. But if you're not going LaMarcus Aldridge, I would go Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan is a good release to go, and you can actually get that speed. And if you go set point, look at it. You got that visual cue like when he's going back, but right before he goes up, where you can actually see when he's finna time it. Now, I went over releases before I went over the best jump shot because, yeah, like you see the Eric Pascal, you need an 85 to even use this. So, yeah, it's a little high, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I gave y'all the other ones first, like the Jonathan Isaac, like the Andre Drummond, like the Montrez Harrell. But the one I personally think is the best one for bigs. Let's hop into it. Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr., in my opinion, is the best base for bigs. Michael Porter Jr. is just like that. Now, if you're not really liking Michael Porter Jr., you can't really afford it, whatever that may be, whatever that is, you know what I'm saying? Just go Eric Pascal, you know what I'm saying? I don't really know what's going on, why Michael Porter Jr. costs so much in comparison to like Eric Pascal, where Eric Pascal base you need 80, but you need an 85 to use it. Then for Michael Porter, you need, like, it don't really make too much sense. But yeah, Michael Porter Jr. I personally use LaMarcus on mine, but I probably am gonna switch to Larry Bird because it does have that little flick back, then it goes forward, but you always gonna have that release height. So yeah, I think Michael Porter Jr., Eric Pascal, if you can afford it, for sure, but if you can't, you gotta go with the other ones. Another one that's a decent base for the lower rated stuff, you got Thanasis Antetokounmpo. So Bam, Jonathan Isaac, Thanasis Antetokounmpo, you got the Andre Drummond, the Montrezl Harrell. But those are the jump shots I personally would recommend for the big. Oh, I want to add this in for the jump shot portion of this video. There's a new little wrinkle in the game where there's different releases that have different green windows. So I usually test every jump shot in the game, but I only really use the same releases for that. I'm not gonna lie, different releases having, you know what I'm saying, green windows, that's a little extra. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to test that. I'm gonna just have to let the people that really do that testing stuff for real test that. So you gotta keep that what it is. So yeah. All right, next is the shot create animations, the fade animations. Let's get into it. The dribble pull up I would personally recommend. On my big, I actually run basic. Now I run basic because I can't get like these other dribble pull-ups, but you can get normal on your big. You just can't get normal too. So that's just kind of what it is. I am running basic though right now. But yeah, I think the best ones in the game is like the Tyler Hero or the Nate Robinson. If you've been a person that's like, I need the Trey Fade is literally Nate Robinson. It's literally Nate Robinson. Like, if you play in game, you'll see it's literally Nate Robinson. So that's just kind of what it is. Now, Tyler Hero is a popular one. You know what I'm saying? Stephen Curry is a easy to use one. Kyrie is an easy to use one. So that's the ones I would say for the guards. And then when it comes to the swings, you got Tyler Hero again, I guess you could say. Kobe Bryant is up there. The Michael Jordan is up there. Pro 2 is up there. Pro 2 is up there even if you're a guard, I would say. Normal 2, in my opinion, is pretty decent too, if you're a guard or a swing. But yeah, that's what I would say. If you're big, I would say normal, basic. I know people gonna be like, what about Dirk? I don't really like Dirks that much, to be honest. Like it just does a fade. It doesn't really get off the ground at all. You know what I'm saying? I want my fade to kind of get off the ground personally. So yeah, that's just kind of what it is. All right, next is the spin jumper. The spin jumper, the best spin jumper in the game, I would say, is the De'Aaron Fox, but you only can get that if you're under 6'5". Nate Robinson is another good one, but again, you only can get that if you're under 6'5". So the ones I personally recommend is the Pro. You can get that if you're a swing. That's really good for like if you're not really doing spin jumpers, but you rarely doing them. But if you do it, like once a game, it's gonna be really good at getting you that separation that you really want, and it's gonna be really green bean. Now, if you can't even get that, you're a big. Basic is definitely up there. Basic is up there with the Pro. It's arguably one of the best in the game. It's arguably the best in the game. I think De'Aaron Fox is the best in the game, but normal for the past couple years has been up there with some of the best spin jumpers in the game. You don't even have to really change it. I think majority of the builds start with normal, I believe. All right, next is the hop jumper. When it comes to the best hop jumper in the game, the best hop jumper, it can really verse. I've been using Davion Mitchell because it's like a off-brand Kyle Lowry, but you really can go with the Stephen Currys of the world. I think I've seen some people maybe running De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is actually kind of smooth, pretty decent. It doesn't create that crazy of separation, but it is pretty decent for taking ankles, I ain't gonna lie. But Stephen Curry is definitely one I probably would recommend. Tyler Hero is cool. I've run that on my swings, so if you're a swing, Tyler Hero is probably one of the better ones. Zach LaVine, I've run that on some of my swings as well, so you can also use that. I think it's one of these normals that's really good. I think it's normal that's really solid. Yeah, I think it's just the regular normal that's really solid, and those are really like the only ones I personally would recommend. Now, if you're big, I was running Jokic for a little while, but I'm not gonna lie, I time it a lot easily in micro, but online, I don't know what it is. I heard that game speed across some of these different things, like, but based off the mic court I showed you guys, like the street ball court, like the micro, it has a different game speed than online. I don't know what that may be. I think that's really more so just latency. I don't know, but yeah, Jokic, I can green it like crazy in my career, but like in terms of online, I was just not consistent. So I don't know if I can even recommend that anymore. But I think the Jokic is actually cool to see, but Dirk, normal, those are probably the better ones. So yeah. All right, next is gonna be the post score animations. People ask, I'm coming with it. Post score animations, the best post fade I would say is either the Kobe or the MJ. You can also go with the Dirk if you're big, I guess, but I think the Kobe or the MJ are the smoothest ones. I think the Kobe one is the best one overall, because the MJ one fades, but sometimes he don't even really fade for real. He just shoots it. So yeah, I would probably say the Kobe one is really good. I'm not gonna lie though, don't sleep on the DeMar DeRozan though. The DeMar DeRozan is actually pretty solid as well. It just does too much sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. It actually just does too much sometimes. Now, if you really want to get toxic, I'm not gonna lie, Kareem for the skyhook. But if you really want to get toxic, I think Joel Embiid or Vucevic are actually the best post hooks. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on this because I hope people just skip past this part of the video. Next is the post hop shot. I think the Kobe one is the smoothest, but Dirk is actually really solid as well. So you can't go really wrong with either or. But yeah, I think Kobe's is actually the smoothest. I think Dirk can actually have some of the quicker ones. Some of them are quick, some of them are slow. But if you can actually get one of those quicker ones, it actually can be really hard to guard, especially if you're a big. But none of these have requirements, so it doesn't really matter on that. All right, so let's hop into it. So let's get into the dribble animations. So when it comes to the dribble animations, we got all the dribble styles. So, and I've tested all these joints. I'm gonna be honest, not really much to even go over here. The only one I ain't really been able to test is Michael Jordan, because you have to hit a certain rep to hit that. But for the most part, Michael Jordan probably is the best one in the game right now. Devin Booker is supposedly gonna be the best, but we don't have that in the game at all. It's like not a rep reward. I guess it's just gonna drop as a season. I don't know. But with that being said, the best one in the game is Kyrie Irving. You only can get this if you're under 6'5", 90 speed of ball. Next one I would say is Kobe Bryant. Michael Jordan probably would be on that level of Kyrie, if not better. But then you got Kobe Bryant, I would say. and then after that you would go Zach LaVine or Magic Johnson. Now Zach LaVine and Magic Johnson is a real debate because, yeah, I personally rather Zach LaVine. But if you like to do if you don't really do the regular speed boost, you want to have that misdirection. I'm gonna be honest, you really gonna always have that misdirection. It's a little bit easier to get to pop every single time, I would say. So I would say Magic Johnson. Oh, and now I don't want to forget this. When it comes to dribble styles, normal is actually really OP. Now I don't know why I decided to show this when I was on my big, but normal is actually really OP because that's how you get that quote unquote speed glitch that people are saying, but it's like the best blowout dribble. If you know what the blowout dribble is, normal is how you get it. And I'm gonna be honest, normal is really solid for that. So yeah. Alright, so next, let's hop into the actual dribble animation. Now, when it comes to dribble animations, I don't know why I started out on my big build, but we now on the guard build and we have every single animation in the game. Now, for my signature size up for the past couple 2K, since 2K22, I've been running Derrick Rose. That's just what I've been running. I think it's the best one in the game in terms of like be able to do misdirection, be able to speed boost out of, and it's the one I'm most comfortable with. Now, they have nerfed Steve Francis. That is probably still the best one in the game for the majority, the popular and all that type of stuff. But even if you don't like Steve Francis, the one that's probably just as good or just as popular, Trae Young. Me personally, I'd rather Derrick Rose though. Now, if you are a little bit taller, you can't really get any of those three because you have to be under 6'5" for pretty much all of those. I would probably have to recommend the Ja Morant, the Jamal Murray, the Lonzo Ball, the Cade Cunningham, and most importantly, the De'Aaron Fox. Those are pretty much the best of those. And then if like you're on the bigger side, I would probably say like the Pro. I'm trying to think what else I even use on my big. I can't use Jason Tatum. The Rondo, I know I can use. I think you use Kawhi too, but yo, those are the only ones I pretty much would even think of. I think I use Pro though. All right, next is the regular breakdown combo. When it comes to the regular breakdown combo, I'm gonna be honest. These are pretty useful. I'm gonna be honest. You can speed boost out of these in a lot of ways. So if you're a slasher, you're gonna go for different ones. De'Aaron Fox I use for that first step so I can be able to shoot off of. But you can also use it to speed boost with. And that's when I first put this on, I really only used it because of the ending. You can use it to speed boost with. But the little first step is actually something that's really nice to shoot off of. Now, say for instance, you're a person that really want to dribble. You got the Darius Garland, you got the Curry, you got the Kobe. You even can go with Pro. You can go with the Luka Doncic depending on your height as well. Those are all pretty solid ones I could definitely recommend. But yeah. For the most part, I think De'Aaron Fox is probably the best because he has the best of both worlds if you're a shooter or like a person that's trying to get to the rim. So yeah. All right, next is the aggressive breakdown combo. Now, when it comes to aggressive breakdown combo, Kobe. I'm gonna be honest. If you're using Magic Johnson with this, I'm gonna be honest. It's really OP. I can't cap. Like you can use this to go the misdirection with this anytime, any dribble. Any one of these dribbles that you're doing, you can use it. It's actually crazy, and it's not really easy to rip for locks either. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I like using Ray for Austin because this just looks cool. I can't cap to you. Now, another one I like to do, I like to use Jamal Murray. I like to use the Ja Morant. For the taller builds out there and stuff like that, I guess you got the Luka. I think I may actually use the Luka on my big. Pro is cool, not crazy. I think Pro for the other one is better. But yeah, those are the aggressive breakdown combos. Really, I would just mainly use Kobe if you're really trying to be comp, I guess you could say, or meta. All right, next is the escape moves. Now, the escape moves can get tricky. I can't lie, the escape moves can get tricky. But if I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know why they made Damian Lillard under 6'5", but Trae Young isn't. Like, you're still just gonna use Trae Young. But if you can't get that 90, but if you're under 6'5", you're getting 90, so you're still gonna use Trae Young. I don't know why they did that. But yeah, Trae Young, Kemba, De'Aaron Fox, I would say is like that first tier. I think these are like the best of the best of the best of the best in the game. Now, that next tier of dribble animation is where it gets interesting because you got the ones like Ja Morant to me, you got the ones like Jimmy Butler, and you also can go with one like LaMelo Ball, which is actually pretty solid in my opinion as well. So like, I guess that's really more so for like the 6'8s because I think the 6'6s gets all three of the other ones. So 6'6 and below pretty much get all the other ones, and then you would go for like the 6'8s. So the one I've been using lately on my 6'8 is actually LaMelo. Now, if you're, say for instance, you're a bigger, I guess like a stretch that can actually dribble and stuff like that, I think I use Pro. But yeah, I think Pro is definitely the best one because I know Lucas is trash. You can use Paul George, but you gotta have like a 70. Nah, I'm pretty sure it's either KD or Pro. It's one of those. But for surely, I know for a fact that the LaMelo, the Jimmy, the Ja is the best ones for like that next tier, right under like people that's taller than 6'6". But if you're under 6'6", 6'6" under, Trae Young, Kemba, and De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox, I would say, is the fastest one. in terms of like the crab animation. Trae Young is the best for getting crabs and be able to speed boost out of crabs. Kemba Walker is pretty much the best of both worlds, but it also has like a combination of how fast it is and how easy it is to speed boost in and out of and stuff like that. But yeah, I personally, like with my D rolls, I like Trae Young, so that's what I've been using. But for the most part, if you are taller and you can't really get D rolls, I probably would even recommend more so Kemba Walker and De'Aaron Fox than Trae Young. All right, next is the combo moves. I'm gonna be honest, I've really only tested De'Aaron Fox, and I really honestly don't use this. To do this, you have to do it really fast anyway, so like it's not really something I find myself doing anyway. But for the most part, this is pretty much the old, I think even Curry used to have something like this too, the little double behind the back or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty much the Jamal Crawford from the old 2Ks, if you remember that. So yeah. All right, next is the crossover. The crossover, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know I have Curry on. The best one in my opinion is Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is the best one in the game. The De'Aaron Fox, the Kobe, not the Kobe, but the Curry gets you ripped. I've heard Kobe is actually pretty solid as well, but I like Kawhi Leonard the most. Kawhi Leonard and Kobe are pretty similar, so if you just want something a little cheaper that you can use on all the builds, I would just go Kawhi. But I guess Kobe is the same thing, I'm not gonna lie. All right, next, the behind the back. Now, when it comes to behind the back, I showed this in a couple of my videos when I was showing my builds, because I was giving y'all my animations I was using my builds. Now, this is very important. Either you're a person that likes the explosive behind the back, or you're a person that likes to do the moving behind the back up the court. There's not really an in-between, but if you are a person that likes to use both, I got one for you. So pretty much if you're a person that likes to use the explosive behind the back, Jamal Murray is the best one. You only need an 83 ball handle and an under 6 for 10. They may drop more in the future, but that's just really what it is. But if you like to use the moving behind the back, like from the older 2Ks, that's De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is fantastic, bro. Insane for getting you to that rim. If you're a rim runner, throw this joint on. If you want the one from last year, I think Pro is really decent for like moving behind the back, but I think De'Aaron Fox is still better. Some people like Scottie Pippen. That joint is trash to me. So yeah, I think some people just running Scottie Pippen because they remember it from 2K22 and they thought that nah, that's De'Aaron Fox. If you want to use the Dame from season 1 2K22, then they changed it to Scottie Pippen, I believe. It was like Scottie or Kawhi, I don't really remember. But yeah, they changed it to one of them, and that's De'Aaron Fox in this game. But it doesn't really have a good explosive behind the back, so that's why I said you want to break it up. But if you want to go with something that has pretty much both, you got the DeMar DeRozan, you got the Stephen Curry, you got the Trae Young. I use the Stephen Curry on my smaller build because this gives you the Curry slide and it has a decent behind the back. DeMar DeRozan has a decent behind the back. It's not crazy or anything. It's nowhere near as good as De'Aaron Fox. But the Trae Young probably has the best in terms of like the combination. I just think the explosive behind the back is just not that good, because like I think the Jamal Murray explosive behind the back is better. The Curry slide is better than whatever Trae Young has. But I think the behind the back, moving behind the back is like a top 3 one. I would say probably second place. It's either that or Curry. But I guess that's really more so for like the dribble heads, I guess you could say. So yeah. All right, next is the spin. I've been demoing with a lot of these, but I think the popular one may be Ja Morant. Actually, no, the popular one may be Penny Hardaway. That's probably why I had this on this build. But the ones I've been really demoing with lately is the DeMar DeRozan, the Ja Morant, the Jamal Murray. I don't know why I have Jason Tatum even bought. That joint is garbage. But Penny, I think that's the popular one. And then the ones I've been demoing with is like the Jamal Murray, DeMar, and Ja Morant. I think the Ja Morant one is the one I liked the most when I was demoing though. So yeah. You can take that for what you will. All right, next is the Hezzy. I think the best one in the game is Ja Morant, but I will be honest. There's a lot of pretty, like, unique Hezzys in this game. The Kobe has a decent Hezzy. The Jimmy has a decent Hezzy. DeMar DeRozan, Luka, Kevin Durant, Andy Edwards, James Harden, Jamal Murray. Chris Paul has his little sham guy Hezzy that he does in game. But I'm gonna be honest, it's not ideal at all. If you just want something different, you want to be different though, I think Chris Paul is something cool and fun. But with the way the locks is moving on this game, I wouldn't even demo it, you know what I'm saying, to be real with you, to be honest. All right, next is the moving step back. Now, this is a very important animation this year because some of these have a lot of stuff. So Stephen Curry and John Wall have like the crazy OP pullback, in my opinion. But they also have the hop back that's really OP. Now, I think the Curry one is better because it doesn't have that 1 week animation that John Wall has. So that's just kind of what it is. But when it comes to trying to do the hot back, it doesn't have the hot back that John Wall has. John Wall has the hot back that Chris Paul and only John Wall have that I know. It may be, I don't know if LeBron has a step back or not, but if LeBron has a step back, he has the hot back too. But yeah, Chris Paul, John Wall have the hot back. Now, with that being said, You got some other ones that's decent like the Kemba Walker. You got some other ones that's decent like the Luka Doncic. I think Luka Doncic or John Wall are the best two. I'm running Stephen Curry on this build because I just was testing it, to be honest. But I think that Luka, if I had to rank these in order, I'd probably say John Wall, Luka, Stephen Curry, Chris Paul. That's probably the order I would go. And yeah, next is the triple threat style. Triple threat style, best one is Stephen Curry. Somebody in my comments said this like on the original one, and I've been using it ever since. Hopefully they do drop my Michael Jordan though. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really trying to use this, but yeah. And for the dunks, now I'm on a build that can't dunk. I just don't feel like switching builds. But for the dunks, the best dunks in the game, straight on tomahawks. That's one of the best dunks in the game. But look what you need: 95 driving dunk, 80 vertical. So not a lot of people gonna be able to do that. Pretty much not really anybody gonna be able to do that. Let's be for real. Now, when it comes to the best two-hand dunk package in the game, in my opinion, quick drop in back scratchers off 2. You're gonna get, you gotta really look at these dunk packages and see what dunks actually jump from the furthest, like the most consistently, if you actually want to get dunks to jump out from further. Like they still, it literally takeoff is still in the game. It's just not a badge. You just gotta have the right dunk packages, the right vertical. We're gonna get into all that in the contact dunk, how to dunk more video and stuff like that. Just know that's coming very, very soon. Now, if you don't even want to worry about doing all that, just go with LeBron. LeBron has, like, look at how far he's jumping from. like LeBron has the best dunk package in the game. You only need 84, 64, all that. If you can afford it, Russell Westbrook is good too. But I'm gonna be honest, Russell Westbrook is not dunking from as far as LeBron on a consistent basis. It's just not. If you look at these dunks, dunk for dunk, you go dunk for dunk like people on 2K be going band for band. I still would have to say LeBron is the best one in the game. I just would. It's just that simple. And it doesn't take much to even be able to put it on, so it's not even really nothing to talk about here. All right, and then when it comes to like the content dunks, for right now, until we get into the video, just put on as many of these as you can. Like say for instance, you only get like an 87 with a 75, just put on the pro. If you can get the smalls, put on the smalls. If you can get the elites, put on the elites. Now, if you're going for more fun, I think the elite off 2 is the best one in the game. But yeah, just put them on. The best standing dunk, I think, is the two-hand under basket regular. If you do want to put on like a one of these for a big man, I think Ben Simmons is the best one personally. When it comes to the alley-oops, I think elite in Zion. If you can get the big man, if you are a big man, just go pro. But you can go elite in Zion if you are a big man. If you do have the requirements to do so. Again, when it comes to contact alley-oops, more so than the regular contact dunks, even though like the dunk meter is a little bit tougher this year, and I heard they are dropping a patch. I don't know if they already dropped the patch for like the standing dunk meter. I think a lot of people found like a little hole in the game where if you had a high driving dunk, you got really big green window on your standing dunk meter dunks, I guess you could say. But standing dunks are easy already, so I don't even know what would even be the point of doing that. But I guess you can pretty much trigger a standing dunk every single time, since people are kind of struggling, I guess you could say, with the layups on guards. I guess I've seen a lot of people say that. But yeah, just put them all on. Just put them all on if you're a big man. And I think big man, honestly, you really want to be able to have at least pro if you're a big man. This really makes it a lot easier. And I had somebody say you need an 80 vertical. You only need an 84 and a 70 vert. Simple. It's so simple to be able to have this. If you're big, you should buy that bare minimum, try to have 84 driving dunk just to be able to put this on, in my opinion. So yeah, that's what I would say for the alley-oop contact dunks. And that's just really what it is for the dunks. All right, next is gonna be the layup style. Now, when it comes to the layup styles, now, for the guards, the best one is gonna be Kyrie. It's just not in the game. Now, I think Kyrie may be part of that rep reward. I don't remember if he showed that or not though, so I can't say that for sure. But I'm gonna just suppose that's part of the rep reward. So you're gonna have to be one of the select few that hit starter 3 in the first 2 weeks of 2K being out to even be able to use that. So that's where I'm gonna leave that at. But when it comes to the best layup packages in the game, if you're a guard, I think De'Aaron Fox may be the best one. De'Aaron Fox is crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. De'Aaron Fox is crazy. If you're a swing, the ones I personally recommend, Anthony Edwards or Jimmy Butler. Now I'm still in the phases of testing the swings out a lot more. I still got to get to testing out really a lot of the guards, but I pretty much use majority of the good ones that are swings, and I definitely can just say with a straight face that Anthony Edwards and Jimmy probably the best ones. Then if you're big, the ones I probably recommend is Giannis. You need an 88 though. That is long athlete, but you do need an 88. So definitely Giannis. But if you're not able to reach that, you need like an 81 for Julius Randle. I believe it is, and Julius Randle is pretty solid as well. So those are the layup packages I personally would recommend. And last but not least, the pass style. When it comes to the pass style, the best pass style in the game, I personally believe the best pass style in the game right now. I've been testing a lot of these. I've tested the Jokic, I've tested the Sabonis, the Ja Morant, the Trae Young, the LaMelo, the De'Aaron Fox. I pretty much tested all the newer ones when it comes to like the Tyrese. If you see my 6'8" build video, you see that I have a 98 pass build. So I've tested all of these, even none. The only ones I haven't really tested so far yet, I don't remember testing Curry. I've tested LeBron, but I already know how good LeBron was gonna be. Magic, I already know how good that's gonna be. The only ones I really haven't tested fully was like De'Aaron Fox, Stephen Curry. I don't remember if I tested Dame. But yeah, for the most part, all the other ones I've tested. Now, from the ones I've tested, if I had to say which ones would be the top three, the top three would be like a tie between Jokic and Sabonis, and then it'll be like LaMelo and LeBron. Those would be, and LaMelo and LeBron would be like the best of the older ones and the best of the new ones that I've tested. I would have to say Jokic or Sabonis. Now, Trae Young is actually solid up there, but there's like all of these are like good for like certain things. So like in terms of throwing lobs, Trae Young is probably the best one in the game. Sabonis and Jokic aren't really that good for throwing lobs in my opinion. They have like this little hook lob that they do that I don't really like. But in terms of like every other pass in the game, I would argue they're the best one in the game. But they're just kind of annoying lobs. I've seen some people even say Tyrese. I mean, Tyrese has that same issue. But I'll be honest, there's some really good animations in this as well. This is like the newer LaMelo, I would say. So if you guys want something that's similar to LaMelo, but actually has some pretty interesting animations as well in it, I think Tyrese is a good one as well. So I guess I could recommend this as well. All right, next is motion styles. Now, motion styles is important. Now, I've seen that motion styles apparently doesn't really change how fast you move on defense. It just changes how fast you run up and down the court, supposedly. Now, I'm still a little bit skeptical on that, to be honest, because I do think, honestly, there are some motion styles out there that, because there's some motion styles that actually do change, like have actual within its own motion style lateral movement, and it'll show it. The ones that don't show it, I wouldn't be surprised if you don't move that much faster. So yeah, we're just gonna go over this real quick. So for the guards, in my opinion, the best one is De'Aaron Fox. I think a lot of people are using Curry. That's another really good one, but in my opinion, the best one is De'Aaron Fox. If you want to really move crazy fast, I think De'Aaron Fox is good. Like I said, Stephen Curry is another one that's really good. Now, we're just going to go over all this right here. The next one I would probably say, if you really want to move fast, apparently somebody did a test on it, and apparently the fastest one for swings and bigs, I don't even know if you can even get him on bigs, but Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman is definitely a really solid. Oh no, you can't even get him on bigs. But yeah, Dennis Rodman is the fastest one. Now, if I'm saying for defense, if I want to get my little different defensive stances and stuff like that, I think Kawhi Leonard is definitely still up there. If you're a guard and you want a good defensive stand, I think DeJounte Murray is the one to go with, to be honest, also. But in my opinion, the best one for swings is Justice Winslow. Now, if you're not going with Justice Winslow or Kawhi, then I guess you can go Draymond, but those are the ones I personally recommend. Now, when it comes to bigs, it's not really even close to me. I think Justice Winslow is just the best one. You can go with some other ones, but I think Justice Winslow is just the best one. Now, if somebody ever come out and find what's like the fastest moving up and down, then yeah, just use that one. But I think Justice Winslow as of right now is the best one for swings or bigs. So yeah. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys do want more of these best animation videos, I can try to do this a little bit more frequently, because I don't know how often they're going to actually drop like animations within seasons. Depending on how much they drop in this season, I'll probably go back to my old schedule where I just give y'all an animation video every single Sunday, instead of trying to do it like where I do one for every single season, where it'll be way more spaced out. So like y'all probably get like one of these every 2 months or something like that. But yeah, if you guys do want more animation videos, just make sure to like the video. Y'all do want that contact dunk tutorial video where I show y'all boys how to dunk way more, give y'all everything you need to know in this game. When it comes to the dunk meter, there's just no fixing that. Like, it just is what it is. Like, and it's very random on how big you get the green window sometimes. Now, the only way I know how to make the green window bigger, I got a tip for that. But besides that one little fact, the drive and dunk meter, it just really is what it is right now. I'm gonna be honest. So what I can really do is just try to help y'all boys dunk more, and how to not getting taken out of dunks as much as possible. So yeah, if you guys do want that, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe if you're new, show support in any way, comment down below to help the algorithm, all that good stuff out the way. Without further ado, man, it's your boy Fitz. Alright, man.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!